Famous DJ Steve Aoki just bought this golden mask and tiger skin NFT for over $310 US. And next, Logan Paul buys this Bumblebee Only Forced NFT for 188 Ether, which at the time was worth $623,000 US. And whether or not you believe in these types of valuations, NFTs, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain technology are undoubtedly seeing increased adoption throughout the world. And so in today's video, I'm not only going to show you how you can easily buy and sell NFTs if you want to, but also how you can just be more prepared for these trends to come. So first up, when it comes to buying, selling, or trading blockchain-based tokens like cryptocurrencies and NFTs, it is essential that you have some sort of wallet to store these things, right? And to also allow people to sort of transfer things to you and vice versa. And by the way, NFTs and NFT artwork like the ones you see here are each registered on a blockchain, which means they each have their unique ID, so to speak, right? And can be easily trackable, which gives them that scarcity and also value. And again, to store these tokens, you will have to have some sort of wallet, and a secure wallet at that. And the most popular, or one of the most popular ways to do so, and one that actually works specifically with this platform right here, which is again another extremely popular platform, which I'll come back to, is MetaMask. So this is the wallet that most people will be using to not only trade and buy and sell NFTs, but also to do a lot of other things. As you can see, if I scroll all the way to the bottom, they actually have begun to work with a lot of different types of NFT based platforms, such as the recently famous Axie Infinity NFT based game. And even if you don't necessarily use MetaMask for any of these platforms listed here, I still believe that MetaMask will have potentially a lot of applications in the future as well. For example, if you consider it as sort of a way to transfer, crypto-based or blockchain-based funds with your friends and family very easily, right? Such as if you're going to be using crypto as a form of digital payment in the future, it'll make sense to have something like MetaMask to allow you to easily also split bills and just, transfer money to people that you know and things like that, and all in a secure fashion. And fortunately, downloading and using MetaMask is also extremely simple. All you have to do is to click on download now on their website, which by the way is metamask.io. And after you click on download now, it'll give you the option to use it for, or download it for Chrome, iOS, which is iPhones, right? And or Android phones. So you can do all of them if you want, if you have multiple devices. But for me, I just have it installed as a Chrome extension, and there you go. And after you install it, it'll actually give you this code, and this is what sort of makes the sort of blockchain platform secure, is that everybody will have their own code, right? If you've heard of like crypto wallets, for example, right? So it's no exception for MetaMask. It'll give you this code, which you do have to save and or write down, which I recommend definitely writing it down somewhere and just storing it securely so that you don't lose it, right? Because that's sort of the way that you can ensure that you have sole ownership of that wallet, and it's yours and yours alone because of that unique code. So definitely keep it secret and keep it safe.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
And with that, once you have your MetaMask wallet set up, which by the way I have under my Chrome extensions over here, as you can see, you'll definitely want to actually fund your MetaMask account if you plan on buying any NFTs, right? And you can do so by first buying your Ether or Ethereum from another platform like Coinbase is a good one. You can also buy it with platforms like Binance, or there are some other ones like Kraken that work pretty well as well. And then all you have to do is to get your wallet address and then transfer over the Ethereum tokens or Ether to your MetaMask wallet, as you would usually do with different crypto wallets, right? That's sort of how crypto typically work. And anyhow, to after you have that set up, to browse different sorts of NFT projects and artwork, there's a website called OpenSea, which is this one right here. That is a very popular website for these more trendy NFT pieces of artwork, right? For example, if I just click on explore, which by the way, there's also a create page, and I'll show you how you can create and sell your own NFTs in a bit. But first, if we look at the explore page, we'll see that there are, in fact, give me a sec, I'm gonna click on explore here. So as you can see here, there are a lot of potentially familiar, types of art, such as if you go over to the left here and you open up collections, here is where you can actually filter by and find some of the more mainstream, so to speak, popular, sort of hyped up, if you will, by people like Logan Paul and Steve Aoki, types of brands like CryptoPunks, right? This has been pretty popular lately, and thus they're very expensive, probably unaffordable for most people. But there are also other projects like Mutant Ape Yacht Club, etc., right? And there's like Bored Ape Yacht Club. You know, a lot of the stuff has been really hyped up right now, so I don't necessarily recommend, you know, buying any of these, and I'm personally not going to do so as well, full disclosure. But what you can do is just browse through and just keep up with sort of what's been popular, right? And also, besides this, besides having these or being able to browse through these collections, you can also look at, if you scroll down below, there's a menu item called categories, which actually not only includes artwork, like these image-based artwork or even sort of animated artwork, but you can also look at music, for example, right? There could be some different types of NFTs. There's even domain names, very interesting. And so there could definitely be some NFTs, and you can see there are a lot of different, there's actually a large variety of them, and so there are ones that could have a lot of future potential, but again, a lot of this is speculation. So definitely, you know, if you're going to be buying anything, do so very cautiously and also with money that you can in fact afford to lose, right? And by the way, none of this should be considered financial advice in any way, but I do have some ways that I'm sort of indirectly investing or buying into this crypto / NFT / blockchain technology trend more indirectly. And I also showcase some ways that I not only invest in it, but also some tricks that will allow you to sort of pick up some free crypto, so to speak, here and there, which will come later on in this video. But first up, in terms of OpenSea, if you want to actually create and sell your own NFTs, which by the way would benefit from potentially if you have like some kind of following, online social media following, a meme page, a YouTube channel, etc. You have sort of a fan base, you can just go over to OpenSea, click on create, and this will, well, first of all you have to sign in, right? Which if you have MetaMask, you can just sign in with MetaMask. And once you've logged into your wallet, you can then literally upload any one of these file types to sell as your own NFT. And they actually do support a lot of different types of files, albeit up to 40 megabytes, so it's a bit, you know, smaller, so you can't have like a movie, for example, or like a YouTube video on there, unless it's like extremely poor quality, which nobody would want to buy anyway, I think. But you can have things like images, right? Like JPEGs, PNG, these are very common types of image files. GIFs, which are sort of short animated images. You can also have music, so you have MP3, which is music, Wave, which is also music. You have MP4s, which could be like short video clips, and the list sort of goes on. And all you have to do is drag and drop, that piece of media file onto here, and it's very similar to selling any sort of digital product on, a lot of different types of platforms or a lot of different platforms. The process is very similar. You just name your stuff, describe it, and you're listed. But the catch is with MetaMask and NFTs is that you have to actually mint the NFT, which is part of the process of creating this individualized item on the blockchain, right? Which again gives these NFTs their value because each of them is your individual item that cannot be sort of copy and pasted, right? Even though the image itself can be screenshotted, but each NFT that's listed and bought and sold has its own sort of serial code, right, so to speak. But it actually costs you money, or in this case, Ethereum or a gas fee to be able to list or mint and list this NFT, right? This is an important point that I don't think a lot of people touch on. And so it's actually a barrier to entry when it comes to selling any sort of NFTs, which is why I said earlier that it's only worth it, it's only worth it if you have some sort of following, if you're confident that you can sell your NFT. For example, if you're an artist that people are already into, and things like that, right? So you're not supposed to just like create a random piece of artwork and just upload it and expect it to sell, because a lot of other people are doing so, and a lot of those people could be more famous than you, right? But potentially and hypothetically, you could go onto websites like Canva, just very easily create any sort of like NFT, right? Any sort of artwork, like an image. You can use some of these royalty-free assets that they have from, for example, Pexels and Pixabay are websites that give you these royalty-free, copyright-free assets to use. You can use that. You can add text, etc. You can even create your own meme, whatever, templates or whatever. and you can easily create your NFT. But again, the barrier to entry is that gas fee, which has become a lot more expensive lately due to how popular and sort of saturated the Ethereum network has become, the Ethereum platform has become, which could be somewhat alleviated if they upgrade eventually the system to, like, for example, Ethereum 2.0, but that's sort of a topic for another video. But in essence, it's very difficult to, you know, for just like an average Joe to sell an NFT, right? I mean, it's easy to upload their NFT and sell it, but it's going to cost them money, which means it's usually not going to be worth it. Now, when it comes to buying and selling and trading NFTs, I know it's sort of the craze right now, but I definitely do not personally recommend it. Again, this is not financial advice either, so if you do decide to do it, you know, feel free to do so, but it's not my fault if you lose money, right? Because I personally don't endorse, you know, anything. It's not financial advice. But anyhow, personally, instead of buying any of these NFTs, well, first of all, I don't believe that these image-based NFTs have that much value outside of ones that are actually from, you know, renowned artists or, you know, surrounding really significant events. There's too much clutter, too much like garbage stuff over the long run, and even, you know, ones that are endorsed by, say, you know, people like Logan Paul and Steve Aoki, even those might, in my opinion, again, lose some popularity in the future if, for example, they move on to the next big thing, right? Because trends will always come and go. Take, for example, the Pokemon card trend that was really hyped up by both of these same people, by the way, and it's still arguably, you know, sort of hyped, but a lot of the prices have come down significantly from the height of sort of the Logan Paul, you know, card openings and things like that, right? A lot of this type of stuff is extremely speculative in my opinion, and thus personally, even if I were to spend any money on this type of, you know, say NFT artwork or even just speculative investments, I would only go in with, you know, fun money essentially, right? Money that I wouldn't mind, again, losing, and money that I don't have to use for any essential expenses especially. And in my opinion, the use case for NFTs is a lot more significant than just these like simple images. For example, I think that NFTs will actually start to see a lot more explosive, I guess, price growth when it comes to ones that are not easily replicable, right? Such as, for example, imagine like a digital mansion, right, that you can explore within a certain platform, a digital planet even, you know, that's backed by an NFT, so you can be the sole owner of that planet, right, which is also has its own, like, you know, all of its complications that are within that planet, right? And you can think about games as well, like Minecraft, right? People have been building a lot of stuff in Minecraft and different types of games. And not only that, but I also think when big companies start getting involved in, or big franchises start getting involved more in NFTs, like Disney, right? Disney can be a very great opportunity when it comes to monetizing their different characters and franchises through NFTs, right? And artwork. And also, you know, popular franchises like, again, Pokemon, right? Which is actually the top grossing media franchise right now. And so how have I been investing into this NFT trend without directly buying NFT? Which, by the way, is also not financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I'm personally doing and what I believe in. Anyhow, what I do is I try to buy and also dollar cost average, which is sort of buying over a period of time instead of like at once, into some of these bigger cryptocurrencies, namely Bitcoin, of course. Ethereum is actually the main one, which is related to NFTs because NFTs are primarily built on the Ethereum network, because you can think of it as like a platform or a tool on which people can design and, you know, build these NFTs and even other things. And Ether is a token that is used as the fee for that platform. And so this is actually my main account. I have a couple more small ones, much smaller ones, but this is my main account for cryptocurrencies, which is hosted on BlockFi. And the great thing about BlockFi, and my first tip, is that you can actually store your cryptocurrencies in an interest account, right? So as you can see, I've actually earned, in just a few short months, I've earned $167 worth of interest paid out from BlockFi just by having these cryptocurrencies on the platform, right? And my main holdings are, again, about 50% Bitcoin, about 50% Ethereum, and a tiny bit in Cardano and Nano. And a lot of this has actually seen a lot of growth over the past few months, right? I didn't invest this much at the beginning. This has actually grown into, this amount again over the past few months as I've been averaging in. So BlockFi is definitely a great platform where you can store your crypto to earn interest. As you can see, it actually lists out some of the interest rates, which are pretty good, but as you increase your holdings, the interest rates can go a little bit lower. So you have to sort of pay attention to that. And there are other platforms like I believe Gemini and even Coinbase has some ways for you to earn interest or stake your cryptocurrencies. And speaking of Coinbase, another way to earn some free crypto, and by the way, this is like a very tiny holding I have on Coinbase, specifically for Cardano, right, which has been running crazily as of late, which I do regret not buying more earlier, but that's fine. But anyhow, on Coinbase, you can not only just use it to buy, right, any cryptocurrency that is supported, but you can also, if you have an account, you can go to, on the left here, you can see there's a link called Learn and Earn, and you can actually use it to earn some free crypto, right, just by answering some super simple questions. And they actually, from time to time, they'll add new lessons on the platform for you to earn, again, free crypto for albeit some random tokens, right? So I have a couple here where I can earn $3 worth of FET coin, whatever that is, and also Clover Finance, another $3. The other ones I've already done, so you can see that I've earned $4 in this one, earned $3 in this one, $10 in this one, and there's actually a lot more, totaling to I think $30 or $40 at this point. Not bad, right? And this is actually the current price. So if you, for example, earn $3 on this, if the price goes up tomorrow, your holdings will be worth more than $3, right? If the price goes down, your holdings will be worth a bit less than $3, but that's just how the game works. And not only that though, but the main point is, even if you earn some of these so-called like random tokens, you can actually exchange them very easily on Coinbase for a more traditional bigger token that you might prefer, right? For instance, you can actually just hit, for example, if I wanted more Cardano, I can just hit trade here on the right, and then what you want to do here is to go over to the right tab, which is convert, to convert your whatever crypto you have into another one, right? So for example, since I do own Cardano, I can convert it into any of the other ones. You'll see some of the random tokens that I earned, like Polygon. I can totally turn that into like Bitcoin, for example, right? All I have to do is to click on convert Polygon to get it into Bitcoin. I can click on convert all first of all, and then I can click on convert now, and it'll just work out like that. So any of these random tokens you might earn on Coinbase, you can also just convert them into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Nano, whatever you believe in, even Dogecoin, which I don't own, by the way. Speaking of which, another way that I actually use to earn some additional crypto is to do a bit of mining, right? So I have a decent GPU or graphics card. I happened to get a bit lucky last year when I was building out my new PC, so I was able to pick one up for retail price, but now they're very expensive, so you might have to be careful with that if you're planning to sort of mine cryptocurrencies. But I just happen to have one good graphics card which I can just easily use to mine cryptocurrencies using this website called NiceHash. The great thing about NiceHash is that it requires virtually no setup. You can literally just click on start mining, and it'll start basically mining through your graphics card, right? And as you can see on my account, I currently have, as of the how much Bitcoin is worth right now, I have 232.83 Bitcoin or US dollars worth of Bitcoin on my account right now, just completely passive, just through mining, right? And I'm also continuing to accrue even more with just the simple mining platform and my graphics card, albeit I do have to deduct my electricity costs from this because it does take electricity to mine. And I'll actually link up another video down below if you want a extremely simple way to figure out whether or not it's worth mining with your computer or your mining rig given the electricity costs of your own country or area. And so these are some legitimate ways that you can earn some cryptocurrencies for free, which you can if you want to convert into Ethereum, right? And then just use to buy any of these NFTs, provided that you can afford them, right? Some of them are in fact a lot cheaper. For example, you have this one which is worth 0.008 Ethereum, but I wouldn't necessarily buy this one, right? So you definitely have to be careful, especially when it comes to NFTs. In my opinion, less so with cryptos, because for example, if you're investing or buying in Ethereum, it's a lot more safe safe because basically all NFTs are built on Ethereum, right? So if NFTs do well as a whole, as a trend, Ethereum will also do well and vice versa. Whereas if you buy a piece of NFT, there's not really a guarantee that the price will go up or down, right? There's really not a way to predict that in my opinion. And so again, only spend the money that you can actually afford to, lose. And lastly, I just want to quickly mention that my crypto portfolio that you mostly see here is actually just a small part of my portfolio, as I do have a lot more, for example, invested in stocks. As if I compare them, I believe that crypto is a lot more of a speculative type of investment compared to, say, stocks, right? And if you want to see a video guide on how I actually try to distribute what types of stuff I actually invest in particular how much I would actually put per month into speculative investments, you can check out the video I'll link below as well. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what types of stuff you have been or want to invest in, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.